Welcome in back. Welcome back in, y'all. Welcome. I got it right. I got it right. I got it right. Y'all come on in here. Come on in here. Come on in here real quick. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Sorry about the little mishap, but for some reason it wasn't streaming to my actual talk show platform. So I don't know what's going on, but hey, we good. Anyway, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I know it's Sunday. Everybody relaxing. But as I stated earlier, I realized today was the last day of May, and I would be remiss if I did not come in here and bring some type of awareness and light about lupus. Okay, and I'm not no doctor, no nurse, anything of that nature. That's my disclaimer. But y'all know Miss J's Unfiltered Talk Show and Podcast. I'm always trying to bring educational information. Y'all know that, right? So that's what I'm doing today. So yes, today is the end of May, and as I stated, which it is Lupus Awareness Month, right? And I just want to take a few minutes to bring awareness to this disease, right? And this disease, it really affects millions and millions of people, y'all. It does. It affects millions of people. Um, and another thing about it, it is actually misunderstood. It is. It's actually misunderstood. Lupus is misunderstood. So, what I'm gonna be talking about is what it is, how it affects individuals and families, and why awareness matters. Excuse me, and support. Thank you for being in here. That's what I'm going to be briefly talking about. I'm not going to hold you long, about 15 minutes. Thank you for being in here. Um, that's what I'm going to briefly be talking about because, like I stated, I had to bring awareness. I had to bring awareness to this disease, y'all. I had to bring it. Had to bring awareness to this disease. There we go. I'll let it sit right in my microphone. I had to bring awareness to this disease, right? And whether you have lupus yourself, or you might know someone personally that is battling and dealing with it, right? I feel like this conversation is going to be for you. It's going to help you, help enlighten you. And as I stated, yeah, I'm not no nurse, no doctor. I'm just bringing information. That's my disclaimer, okay? Y'all know this what my platform is all about. So, what is lupus? What is lupus? Now, I can honestly say when I first a couple of years ago used to hear the word lupus, I didn't know what it was. I knew two or three of my neighbors. Over the years, I ended up hearing that they had it, and ended up passing from it. And I found out it was lupus. I'm like, oh, lupus. Um, but anyway, lupus, it's a chronic autoimmune disease. A chronic autoimmune disease. And what that means, when we say autoimmune disease, um, that's the body immune system. Which now our immune system, now we hear the word immune system, we automatically feel like we're gonna be good because our immune system is supposed to protect us, right? But see, with lupus, what it does, um, it that our immune mistakenly starts attacking our healthy tissues and our organs. That's what happens with lupus. It'll start it start attacking our healthy tissues and organs. Okay, it mistakenly does that. But yes, our immune system's supposed to protect us, but it mistakenly attacks our healthy organs. All right, tissues and organs. And lupus, it can affect your skin, it can affect your kidneys, it can affect your heart, your joints. Yes, the pain joints, it can affect that. And even your brain, your lungs. Um, and the most challenging thing about lupus is the symptoms, because now the symptoms it varies from person to person, right? Um, this person's journey, lupus journey, is not going to be the same as this person lupus journey. Okay, they're not going to look exactly alike. The journey, your journeys is not going to look exactly alike. You might have had, out of all the symptoms they can say you have, you might have just had 3. This person might have had 5 or 6 symptoms. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's journey is the same. It's not going to look alike. And one of the what I just told you is what lupus can affect, right? But now here are some common symptoms. It was a lot, but I didn't put down a lot. I just didn't do this, and I'm going back what I wrote down here. So I scribbled some stuff down. Okay, so y'all just bear with me because I'm trying to look at my writing. But anyway, because I had time to type it up, I could have typed it up, but I didn't. Um, so some common symptoms are extreme fatigue, joint pain and swelling. You start noticing your legs swelling, your ankles are swelling. Okay, and see, I know somebody personally that was going through that, and actually about her legs would swell, and about time she really decided to go and see what was wrong, it was too late. It was too late because, and I really feel like if she would have went way earlier, not 2 years after the fact, to see why my legs are swelling like this. I can hardly walk. You know, it hurt me to walk. They swelling. But 2 years into it, finally going to check it out, it was, and that's what it was. After all the tests. That's what it came back, and so it was very aggressive then. So yes, joint pain and swelling come from nowhere. All of a sudden, you find all your life you never had no swelling in your legs or your ankles or nowhere, and all of a sudden now you swelling up. And now summertime, because I asked my doctor this, because I noticed sometimes I got big legs anyway, but I noticed sometimes to me if I sit down and I mash them, and I start getting concerned. Wait a minute, as I'm swelling. But what she was explaining to me is now the summertime, you're gonna get a little swelling in there a little bit sometimes. But now if you swell and you mash it and you let your finger go and you still got that dent there, that dent is still where you mashed it on your ankle, on your thigh, on your arm. You notice your arm swelling, and you mash it, you touch it, and once you release, and if you still got an indentation there, that's some edema, which is called swelling. Okay, but summertime it does that. But if that mark stays there, that dent stays there for at least a minute, no, that's some edema. Okay, there's some swelling going on there. Y'all drop them purple hearts down there. You watching live or you watching a replay. You can have skin rashes. Okay, you can have skin rashes. This person I knew, a couple of these symptoms, she started having hair loss. Okay, and of course she started having the swelling. She started having a hair loss. All right, and of course you have fever. Now fever can indicate some of everything. Just because you get a fever, don't think you got lupus, but you just these are just some of the common symptoms. Okay, fever, hair loss, rashes, swelling and joint pain, severe joint pain. Now you never had joint pain all your life, and all of a sudden you might be 30 years old. All of a sudden you got some serious joint pain going on. Just go and get yourself checked out, especially if there's constantly. Now as we get older, we're gonna have a little joint pain, but just as you start noticing it's coming a little bit too much. It's coming a little bit too much. It is happening too much. Just go get checked out, okay? Yes, fever, and this is another thing that she had. She would be sensitive to the sunlight. That was I remember her telling me there was another issue. Since she was having sensitive. Y'all know I can't talk. Sunlight sensitivity. Being in the sun, no bother. Well, it's bothering you all of a sudden. Okay, all of a sudden now. All right. Thank y'all for being in here. Brain fog and memory loss. Now we all as we get older, we're gonna have that. These are some common symptoms of lupus. Okay. Hey, my king. Thank you for being in here. This is an impromptu live I decided to do because I sat and I realized that today is the last of May, and I would be remiss if I didn't come in here and talk about lupus. Bring awareness to lupus. Okay, and that's why I'm throwing. I threw my live together. I had to do this. But thank you for coming. I'm not gonna be in here long, about 15 minutes. That's all. And I started just do it without showing my face, but I said no, cause I'm gonna wear your purple. Drop some purple hearts down there for Lupus. So that's why I got my purple head wrap on, my little purple lipstick on. No hardly no makeup, just did these brows, but I'm up here today. But yes, I'm talking about some common symptoms of lupus. Thank you for being in here, Chill. Um, so, but now the thing with this is because these are a lot of symptoms of lupus. Now, this is the thing I want you to understand. Lupus can mimic a whole lot of different other things, y'all. A whole lot, and this is another thing with that with this person. It was one time it was this, one time it was cancer. Yes, one time it was cancer. One time it was this. And as I was doing this quick research, when I'm seeing this, I'm like, wow, that's what she went through. So, or somebody personally that I know, that's what she went through. But it can really mimic other illnesses, right? And sometimes you can go for years and years and years before actually receiving your actual diagnosis that it is lupus, that it's not, it wasn't cancer, it wasn't fibromyalgia, which we're going to talk about that real quick. See, all of it mimics that. Lymphoma, it mimics that. Okay, so just be aware of that. And again, disclaimer, I'm not no doctor, no nurse, none of that. I'm just bringing y'all information about lupus, bringing awareness to lupus. All right. And if anybody watching live or gonna be watching replay, if you are dealing with that or know somebody dealt with that, put some in the things in the comments that you notice about them, and also how you help supported them. Okay, drop some comments for me, and I'll come back and read them. So, as I was stating, while I was quickly, preparing this for today, right? I was asking myself, what kind of questions would people will ask me, or just ask period, concerning lupus, right? So these are some questions, about 3 questions that I felt like people will ask, and probably wants to know some awareness around the questions. Okay, first question is, what is the life expectancy? Y'all know I can't talk. What is the life expectancy of someone with lupus? What is the life expectancy with someone with lupus? Now, let me say this. Now, my theory, this is me. My theory, man can tell you one thing, but God has the whole say so. Now, I'm going to leave that at that, okay? But what is the life expectancy of someone that has lupus? Now, over the years, the good news is that it's been a lot of medical advances now, right? That has really improved the outcome of people that's living with lupus. That's a plus. That deserves a bell ring. That deserves a bell ring, okay? So it's a lot of people that's being diagnosed with lupus today. They're living long. They're living a long life, right? Productive lives too. They're doing that. But see, you can do that as long as you are getting the proper amount of medical help that you're supposed to have. You'll be able to live that long, productive life. Long as you got you some medical help, okay? Do what you're supposed to do. Follow your treatment plans. Monitor your symptoms. All right. Make sure you're doing that, and eating healthy, exercising. Make sure you're doing what the doctors say. And sometimes we'll do it. We start cutting corners a little bit because we think we're getting better. Don't do that. Do what you're told to do, so you can be here. So you can be here for that new grandbaby that you just found out that you get ready to be a grandmother for the first time, and you get and 8 more months she'll be born. You never know what'll happen to you in 8 more months. You don't know, but just do what the doctor tell you to do. Okay, so you better be there for that. See that first grandbaby born or something. Okay, just for an example, y'all know how I do. Just make sure you do that. But the main thing of it is early diagnosis and treatment can make a really significant difference. And see, with the person I knew, she waited too late, just about 2 years to decide to really go to the doctor to see what was going on. After then, a lot of more other little things just started happening with her body. But after they ran the test, but the good thing and sad thing was, even though it took her 2 years to go and try to go on and find out what's going on, um, the good thing was she got a quick diagnosis, and that's I don't know how they did it, but just by the grace of God, that's what it was. That's what it was, lupus. But it had got so aggressive on her. Okay. Now my other question is, what should someone with lupus avoid? If someone have lupus, what should they avoid? All right. Now with this, everybody's situation is different, right? But your doctor gonna recommend you avoiding several things, right? Because you gotta look after you. You gotta get another thing. You gotta make sure your immune system is still kind of healthy as well, because you already know it's already attacking our healthy tissues and organs. You don't want to compromise that even more, right? So this is what the doctors want you to avoid. If you find out that you have lupus, or you know somebody have lupus, and you see them doing some of this kind of stuff, just bring it up. Don't think you don't need to be doing it. Try not to do that or whatever, right? So excessive sun exposure. Don't be in the sun too much. Smoking. Try to avoid stress. Now we can try to avoid stress, but we already know, right? Try to avoid stress. Please make sure you take your medications. Don't skip your medications. Don't do that. Don't be skipping your medications. And do not ignore your symptoms or any new symptoms. Do not ignore those. Lack of sleep. Lack of sleep. These are things that you need to try to avoid from getting involved with. You need your rest. Just think how your body be aching and hurting. Just think how your body be aching and hurting. Now, also, when a person that has lupus, you got to also listen to my leg just went to sleep. You got to listen to your body. You got to be listening to your body. And then you also got to make sure that you're understanding the triggers. See, because it's triggers that causes what I'm going to talk to in a few minutes, flare up. You got to be able to recognize those and stay away from them. Okay? And like I said, stress, we can do our best with that. We can do our best with that. Can lupus mistakenly be mistaken for other disease? Didn't I just talk to y'all about that real quick, right? Yes, it can. That's why it's called the great imitator, okay, from the healthcare professionals. Because I told y'all, it resembles so many other conditions. Now, these are some of the conditions that people have actually been first diagnosed with over the years before they finally get the right and full diagnosis that this is what it is. Man, when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh. Arthritis, number one. Because your body aching, your joints aching. You got rheumatoid arthritis. That's what you got. Now keep in mind, it's an imitator. It's an imitator. Fibromyalgia. I might say fibromyalgia. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Fibromyalgia. Chronic fatigue syndrome. Certain kind of blood disorders. Okay. And there have been cases where people have been told they had cancer in the bones, and it was lupus. Okay, it was lupus. The reason why I want to bring awareness is just because of this right here. This is what's important. This is what bringing awareness does. Awareness to anything, lupus, cancer, diabetes, anything, have to have awareness so you will know. Just imagine someone walking around thinking they got arthritis for the past 5 years, and then after a while they start doing some more tests on you, and or they realize, well, no, we ran another kind of test, and now we don't think it's arthritis. We want to do some more tests. Now they're doing some more tests. And after 5 years it went past, now you finally got that diagnosis, that full real diagnosis that is lupus or cancer. Imagine going through that thinking you got bone cancer. And after further tests start coming in not looking right, over the year or two them past, wait a minute, something they do, the healthcare professionals looking at one another, wait a minute, something just is not adding up. Let's get them back in here and do this whatever kind of test they do for lupus or whatever. Then you get that diagnosis, you got lupus. You got lupus. Okay, just imagine that. This is why and where this is why awareness is very important. Awareness is very important. So you heard me mention the word when you have a flare up, right? And that's what she used to have. She used to have flare ups, right? But how long does those flare ups stay? How long does the flare up last? How long does those flare up last? Well, to be very honest, it's no particular time. It's not. It's not a particular time. But a flare up have been estimated to last from like a few days or several weeks or even months, depending on the severity and that particular individual. So if anybody out here that's dealing with lupus, if you have flare-ups, you want to share your story in the comments, watching the replay, please do. How long your flare-ups last, But it don't have a particular time. It depends on the individual. It can last for weeks, it can last for days, or it can last for months, depending on the individual. Okay. But now it's different kinds of flare-ups. You got those mild kind of flare-ups, right? Some flare-ups are mild, but while others they do require medical attention at once. Because you got to keep in mind, whatever's going on in your body, them flare-ups is happening, you're hurting. That's pain. That's going to require some medical attention. Okay? And another thing, this is why, trying to get the chair right. This is why support and being patient and understanding with someone that you know has lupus. This is why this is so important for you to have support and understanding, right? Because you don't understand what they're experiencing. You don't understand it. You be there just being supportive. For someone that has lupus, you're not gonna never understand what they are experiencing. You're not. During those flare-ups, you're not. You're not. And give you prime example. Somebody that may have lupus might have planned to go out with y'all to eat, and all of a sudden they got a flare up. You got to be supporting the understanding of that. You don't put, oh, come on, you'll be okay. No. If they tell you, no, I got a flare up going on, I'm not feeling good, don't be, be supportive to ask anything I can help you with. But don't be, girl, come on here. You'll be okay. It'll do you some good to come on, get out. If they say they're tired, they're tired. Be supportive of that and understanding that. Because keep in mind, you don't know what their body is going through. Because it's not you that's dealing with that. You're on the other end trying to get them to come outside and they're not feeling it. They got a flare up going on, or their body is going through something. Okay? So that's why I want you to remember, just because someone they don't look sick, right? Doesn't mean that they are not fighting a battle that you can't see. I'm going to say that again. Just because somebody doesn't look sick does not mean they are not fighting a battle that you can't see. We never know what somebody's fighting. Smiling there all day, every day. You see them every time they got a smile on their face. But you don't know what they're battling, what kind of body ailment they're battling. Okay? Remember that. Now, before I go into this next one, I want to say this right here. And I want to say it to directly to someone or those that has lupus. I want to say this directly to you. I want you to know I see you. I hear you. I understand and believe your struggle is hard. Even when others cannot see what you're going through. Okay? I see you. I see you. Even if others cannot see what you're going through. I see you, and I know your struggle is hard. And I hear you. Okay? So let's talk about the emotional part of this with the family. Let's talk about that real quick. See, because living with lupus, it's not just physically challenging. It's not physically challenging. It's not just physically challenging. It's also emotionally challenging. Not only for you, the person that's dealing with it, but it's also for your family. Let's talk about it. Because it's emotionally challenging. Not only physically, it also emotionally. It's also physically for you that has it, and it's also emotionally for you that has it. But it also emotionally for your family. Okay? And I'm very sure my lupus warriors get frustrated sometimes. I'm very sure you do. Y'all do some drink. I'm very sure you do. I'm very sure you get frustrated sometimes. And I feel like it may be because you look healthy on the outside. Oh, you looking all healthy on the outside, right? But while you are battling pain, you are battling fatigue and other symptoms that's invading your body. I know you get frustrated behind it. I know you do. And we also got to understand, just imagine having to constantly explain why you're tired, why you cancel your plans, or why you need extra rest. Just imagine why you got to keep explaining that. But see, you shouldn't have to keep explaining that if whoever you're around understand what you're going through, has some understanding. This is why having compassion and understanding is so important when it comes to someone that's having lupus or someone that has any disease. So you can understand when they say, I just gave you the example, they say, no, I'm not going tonight. Don't question them. Just understand. When they pick their phone up or they text you, you get that text coming through. Why they cancel plans. Don't question them. And especially if you know they are a lupus, they're battling lupus, don't question them. Because they have a right to take care of themselves. And don't push themselves. And I know we be wanting them to come with us to the fair, come with us, get their grandchildren, come on with us, get your grandchild and come on with us. But if they don't feel like it, they don't feel like it. Again, just imagine your pain, your body being in pain. I just if you try to pick your glass up to drink, your joints hurting. Just imagine that. Just try to put yourself in that lupus warrior's place where they're hurting, wanting to come with you so bad, hoping got something planned a month ahead, and they already still scared and probably hoping, Lord, I hope I don't have no flare up, because I sure want to go. I sure want to take my grandkids to the water park with Miss Johnson. They hoping they don't have a flare up a whole month ahead of the scheduled event. This is where support and understanding come in there, and having compassion. And actually, sometimes the greatest gift that we can give and offer someone that is living with lupus is simply believing them when they say they are struggling. Now, I'm going to say that again. When that lupus warrior tell you that they are struggling, the greatest gift you can give them is believing them and ask, what can I help you with? What do you need help with? Do you need me to come? I tell you what, you just chill out. I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna straighten up for you. Do y'all feel me on that? Cause sometimes I can guarantee they probably can't even hardly get up to clean their own house up. That's a gift that you can give them. Your neighbor, your sister, your mother that you know that's battling lupus and they don't feel good. Offer to go over there and cook for them. Or cook for them and take food to them and their family. Cook for the family. Okay? That's the greatest gift you can give. My lupus warriors. Because that's what y'all are. Y'all warriors. Okay? But just believe when they tell you they're struggling, believe them. See, because you know what? Let me tell you why I say that real quick. Because your face can tell it all. If somebody got lupus and they telling you, I'm not feeling good, and they're looking in your face, and you got in your mind, she probably just don't want to go. So your face can tell all of that. Show some compassion. Show some compassion. Last but not least, how can you support someone that you know that has lupus? How can you support someone? How can you support someone that you know that has lupus? First off, listening without judgment. Listen to them without being so judgmental. Let them talk. Get educated about the disease. Get educated about the disease, y'all. Get educated about the disease. Remember I just told you? Offer them help. Help with something around the house. I come over there and straighten the house up for you. I come over there and fix you and the kids some breakfast. Since if hubby gone to work or something, and that person is feeling bad, and then she got one or two kids that they're not in school or something like that, offer to come to the house and fix them some breakfast or fix them some lunch or fix dinner for her, so it already be done. So when hubby come home, things just gotta be warmed up. I'm just saying, that's what you can do. Be patient during their flare-ups. Keep in mind, they are hurting and they are struggling. They are hurting, and who are you to rush them? Who are you? Who are you to get an attitude? Because it's been 3 weeks or a month and a half, they still got their flare-up going on. Oh man, who are you to talk like that? They're struggling. They're struggling. Understand that their energy levels is not going to be like ours. Their energy levels is not going to be like ours. And yes, it's going to change from day to day. Yes, you might see Shirley one day got a pretty good energy. You come to her house all cleaned up. She got her music. She got her Al Green playing. She got her music going, in a very good mood. Got good energy. The kids straight. They done had their lunch. She's sitting down going to eat her lunch. Yes. Now, 2 more days after that, you might come over there. She laying on that couch. She can't hardly move. Energy level, totally different. Just don't have the energy. Just be understanding of that, okay? Just be understanding of that and supportive of that. Just make sure you're doing that. Be understanding. And remember, support, it doesn't always mean having all the answers. It don't. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't. It just simply means sometimes showing up and letting someone know that they are not alone. Show up. Let them know I got you. And if you're a husband and your wife is going through this, you should already sort of be, y'all been together quite a while, you should already notice her flare ups without her telling you, I got a flare up right now. I don't know how long it's going to last. You should see it. You should know her. Okay? You should know her. You should be able to tell, okay, she got a flare up coming. Okay, I'm already know. Now I'm gonna make sure I get breakfast done for us. You should take notice of that. Okay? Now this is a message that I want to give to my warriors. And this is a message of hope. Okay? Now we already know that no, there is no cure for lupus. It's not. You will be on medication the rest of your life. You will be on medication the rest of your life. And like I stated, man may tell you your life expectancy, but God is the one that has to say so. Okay? But a lot of lupus warriors, they live a full life. Some of them go on to be successful. Okay? But you have to do that with proper medical care. You cannot be out here half-stepping and you got lupus. You can't be, if you got diagnosed a year ago that you got lupus, and I'm getting ready to go there. You found out that you got lupus, and if you still out here in the streets, you still out here halfway taking your medicine, you still out here still smoking that loud or whatever else, what are you doing? That's a diagnosis, but that does not mean it's the end of the world for you. It's not. You got to make sure that you're doing your proper care, medical care, that you're actually also making sure you're doing your self-care as well. Just because you got that diagnosis does not mean that's the end. You can't be out here wilding out, as the young folks say. You can't do that, my loves. You can't do that. But also, research is continuing to advance. But now, it is better treatment, and that helps to improve your life. It is better treatments out there to help you do that, okay? Give you a better quality of life. And to every one of my lupus warriors that is living with this diagnosis, just know we see you, we honor your strength, we acknowledge your challenges, and we celebrate. We celebrate your resilience. We see you. We see you, and we honor your strength. We honor your strength. I'm getting ready to close now. But as Lupus Awareness Month comes to a close, which is today, May the 31st, let's continue trying to spread the word and awareness of lupus throughout the year, really. It don't have to stop today. It really don't. It don't. Let's help educate ourselves. We have to get educated. If you got someone or you know someone, or if you real close to one of your neighbors and you find out they have lupus, educate yourself. Okay? So you'll be on the same page. You'll be halfway understanding when they sit venting to you. You halfway understand. Educate yourself. Let's support those that are affected. And let's remember that invisible illnesses, I'm going to say this again, invisible illnesses are still very real illnesses. Thank y'all for joining me today. This is your queen host, Miss J of Miss J's Unfiltered Talk Show and Podcast. If this message touched you, please share this out. Please share this out. I hope it did, because that's what I came in here for. Until next time, y'all continue healing, continue growing, continue loving yourself, and remember, you are stronger than you think. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank y'all for coming in here. Y'all know I love you. Y'all know I love you. Thank y'all for coming in here. I really appreciate it.